Yeah, with Fun Guy.
What's tomorrow?
Fun Guy, what's up, baby?
What it do, baby?
Yeah, you already know.
This is
Yeah.
Saturday.
I'll have to ask my accountant about that.
Hey guys, welcome back to Wolfwash News. My name is Ashan, this is the homie Arely. You already know.
And November is coming fast and Thanksgiving is upon us. And what are you thankful for?
Now I'm thankful for everything, like everything in life, like everything that comes my way. I'm thankful for it because, it's either a lesson or, there's always a lesson. What? Things happen for you, Now, thankful. How about you?
I'm thankful for the people who've been keeping it real since the beginning.
Whoa, too deep.
Thankful for my family for being there no matter what.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm trying to see some good movies. So let's see what's in theaters for November with Ethan and Noemi.
Nathan.
And I'm Noemi.
And here are movies for November. First on our list, we have A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, based on a true story about Mr. Rogers and how a journalist's life is enriched by friendship when he takes on an assignment profiling Fred Rogers. Tom Hanks will be starring as Mr. Rogers. The movie is directed by Mariel Heller and will be in theaters on November 22nd.
Next up we have Knives Out. A detective and troopers travel to a lush estate to interview the quirky relatives of an 85-year-old patriarch who died on his 85th birthday celebration. It is directed by Rian Johnson and is released on November 27th.
Midway is a drama action movie based on a true event in history which takes place during World War II when soldiers and pilots will change the course of the war in the Battle of Midway. In June 1942, the movie is directed by Roland Emmerich and the movie will be released on November 8th.
Charlie's Angel is an action and adventure movie starring Kristen Stewart, Naomi Scott, Elizabeth Banks, and Sam Claflin in yet another iteration of the classical television show that originally starred Farrah Fawcett and Jacqueline Smith. Hopefully this outing will be as good as the 2000s with Cameron Diaz, Lucy Liu, and Drew Barrymore. In any case, it seems that the Charlie's Angel brand is quite lucrative.
Back to you, Anchors.
Here's Isaac and JJ with Tech News.
Thank you, Anchors. This is Tech News. I'm JJ.
I'm Isaac.
And on latest news, a new bionic arm for people with amputated limbs has been under development by Applied Physics Lab at Johns Hopkins University. The arm moves by using signals from the body's nerve system, and also the body's electrical signals are deciphered by the smart arm and translated into movement. It also uses sensors on the fingertips to send signals back to the brain to simulate a way of sense of touch to the user.
Are you hungry? A Russian cosmonaut named Oleg Skripashka, on a recent visit to the International Space Station, used a 3D printer to print meat without the need of killing a cow. As we endeavor to venture further and further into space, NASA and other space programs around the world are looking for sustainable and efficient ways of traveling. Printing food seems to be one way they can do this. The first meat patty was actually printed in 2013 using meat DNA as the ink. Back to you, Hank.
Here's Alejandro and Caesar with current events.
Thank you, Anchors. People in Chile have been protesting high living costs and inequality, prompting President Sebastián Piñera to declare a state of emergency. On October 23rd, protesters clashed with the police in the capital of Santiago, as authorities extended a curfew for the sixth consecutive night. President Piñera publicly apologized for the unrest, but this did not do much to curtail the violence in the streets. So far, 18 people have died in the protests. In further news, 24 House Republicans on Wednesday, October 23rd, stormed a closed-door deposition in the Secure House of Intelligence Committee, space to rail against the Democratic-led impeachment inquiry. In an attempt to cast doubt onto the impeachment inquiry, the stunt succeeded in postponing the hearing for several hours. The GOP is claiming that the inquiry is being done secretly and are calling for more transparency. But Democrats hold that the witnesses' statements must be done in private so that their stories cannot align. In other news,
On October 6th, people in Beijing began to celebrate their National Day, seemingly unaware of the turmoil that continues to take place in Hong Kong
For the past 17 weeks, the citizens of Hong Kong have been protesting what they see as a potential government takeover by mainland China. One man was shot by the police in the first turn of violence since the protest began. Demonstrations become even more violent after the banning of face masks. The same day, a taxi driver mowned down protesters and a man was beaten bloody by a mob.
Back to you, anchors.
Here's JJ and Edgar with sports news.
I'm JJ.
And I'm Edgar.
And this is Sports News. Last weekend, the Cowboys and the the Eagles went head-to-head, and with the Cowboys absolutely slaughtering the Eagles 10 to 37, Dak Prescott showed eagle-like eyes, spotting every open wide receiver, planning out every strategy perfectly. Elliott was an amazing player. He showed perfect balance, perfect strength. He did not let any of his defenders get in his way. He would go straight to the goal.
As celebrities and Governor Gavin Newsom watched, the matchup of NBA stars that had been anticipated since the game's August announcement lived up to its promise in the Clippers' 112-102 victory over the Lakers.
Everybody get up.
A sold-out crowd of split allegiances alternately booed and celebrated Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. And then the game started.
On Monday, October 21st, the Smith Tech Lady Wolves went against Loyola High School in a volleyball match. Even though our Lady Wolves did not win that match, we still have second place in an overall standing in the tournament. If you don't believe me, there's Mauricio, you can ask. He's not here at the moment, but
yeah,
you can ask.
And LAFC finally slays LA Galaxy's Dragon as Carlos Vela outshines Zlatan with a victory of 5-3.
5-3, yeah.
Alright. Yeah. Back to you, Anchor.
Go to Marcus, go to Marcus, go to Marcus, go to Marcus, go.